Okay. Off. Oh. Mr. Object. Um, this Bill's Blast, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Which means been a while. One. Okay, I understand. I understand. This is fine. Hmm. Really? I guess. Fine. Text buffer. Or do I just know? I think I do. Oh, they're both int. Hello. Remember this? Remember, this is local or global. Indices. Appear to be global. guess I could adjust indices to be local. Might be easier. Might be easier. No, it has to be local. First vortex. What? Did I missing? First vortex. Yeah, it'll be easy just to do that. From previous cloth. That is no longer required. Did I already do this? Index buffer needs to be made local for this new mesh. Was it already local? I got confused by this though. Oh, I am making it local. Okay, makes it easy. Makes it easy. In this case, probably fine. Fine. Really, bro? Can I remove a new line? X count. Where's the object? Oh wait, this is blast. Object gets added later. do need that. Mm-hmm. It's all fine, it's all fine. Yeah, finally all this work just to pipe that. Oh, is that commented out? Yes. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Might be fine in the ballpark. Oh yeah. Yeah. Frame objects. Don't I set this already? Okay. I wasn't set. Oh, what the hell? Castles by design is -1s. Fine. But this one being 0 is kind of concern. Wait. Why is this back? Excuse me? Oh. Ew. Oh, I remember now. Silly me, silly me. Yes, whole magic. So you did this before the map loop. Not subtract. Victory is almost here. What about that? It's only here. Interesting. Interesting. Well, that was independent of rendering. Right here. Right here. Zero. Maybe actually is zero. Maybe you really are zero. It is. Wow. Excuse me. Excuse me. Bruh. Okay. You know what? Full rebuild and restart. Still zero. Literally not. Okay. Now you, sir. Still zero, still zero. Channel index. How did I learn C++? A long, long time ago on my own from books and writing small programs. A long, long time ago. That said, I'm not using most of C++ features anyway. I don't even use standard template library, which is nowadays considered an essential part of C++. But I reject that notion. Bro. Object, subject, subject. Somewhere here, this part. Zero. Zero, 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 zero. Why I use zero? This indices count doesn't have anything else. Caesar Studio. To be fair, like on Windows, all you need is a kernel.lib, and you can do pretty much anything you need from that. I'm actually occasionally working on my pet project of a computer language, programming language, and that one just sits on top of kernel lib. It's very cute. What the hell's going on with indices? is count offsets. But why is vertex count 0 and everything else? Alright, it's bizarro. Let's go back to Mr. Klopsim. Must... Oh. No wonder. Yeah. That would indeed be a problem. How the hell did it work at all in that case? How the hell did that work? I'm not sure. But fine. This one is good, but material. The hell do I save it as? Here it gets saved. Oh, gets wiped out here. Silly goose. Of course. Of course. I don't know if this even works, but... I forgot anything is not mentioned gets reset to 0. Okay. So now I should be able to be like bank. Oh. Right. That is a weird color there. Whatever. Yeah, now that this works, right. This one is 97. Subtype. What are the base colors? What's the order? Red, white, and blue, right? Yes. Red, white, and blue. The order. Blue and yellow. Yes, okay. How do I give it as a country name? Maybe. I should a Taiwan call. I should get a Taiwan flag. Hell yeah. Am I modifying the base? No. It's fine. Real. Red, white, and blue. Good. Oh, it does a double off. I guess in that case, this is a subtype. They will need to rework that. Tion bar is too annoying. Really? That's fine. Don't need to do it for non-ray trace, but it's fine. How do they do different rarities? Probably just side. Succubus. Hell yes. Like font, white background. Interesting. And what happens? Ooh, the lag. What happens when I have a blue item? Okay, reset. That's actually satisfying to throw it like that. Nice and fast. Really, not a single item. Oh, the white bars for the status equipped. Okay. There you go. Some blue font. I see. Keep the background, the outskirts of color. Okay. 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 Might as well make sure this works in here too. Yeah. Hamburger. Okay. This is good. I don't remember that stuff is local or not. It might not be. Darn it. It's fine. So uploading is fine. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yep, 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 yep. It's not gonna show up yet, but just blindly draws the buffer. Oh, that happens in that. That happens in that. Right. Ooh, I need to be a little careful. It's fine now. count. Syntax is 0 actually. Excuse me. Text offset is an integer. Oh, the other way around. Offset. That's a fair point. Yes. It's fine. Don't need this anymore. Oh, I haven't made that. Delete this. The shaders. Forgot about shaders. I forgot about the shaders. I don't even do that yet, huh? Means the 4? Probably gonna be 4. Think I have anything to do here. Good. Yeah. Range. buffer. No, he's still not gonna do that. Am I uploading? Am I uploading? It's bound here. Fine. We'll verify it in a momento. But I'll be right back. Well, well, well. What do we have here? How are those things? Those things still tracking me down. Hey, we Trevor Roberts. All right. We need to make sure that cape texture goes to non-retracing mode as well. All right, Mr. Shaders. It looks reasonable to me. Pass it in here, goes out here. Location 4, location 4. Looks good. Man, I wish I could debug it, but freaking last time I tried Inside, it just doesn't. Maybe I don't need to do that whole thing. Maybe I can debug it anyway. Probably don't need live replay, so maybe it will work still. Let's do some cleanup. Bro, why does it just save it somewhere off randomly? As opposed to just opening it? Shadow map is hungry, huh? It's not gonna find cloth in any way, is it? Although maybe. Maybe. Oh. This might be it. This is the outline. Need outline. Need this. Excuse me, I need values. Need values. Fine. Where's the values at though? Do I have to go to buffer? That's cute. That's cute. It's been a few months and I forgot where to look at the freaking memory viewer. Not exactly what I have in mind. Bro. than 16. That's funny. That is funny. Oh, buffer data requires live replay to display. That's why. Maybe it'll work this time. Last time was crashing in my face. Yeah. Just gonna sit there and do nothing. Yeah. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. What could I do? What could I do? Render dock is even worse. Maybe I do something here. 4 seems correct. Instances seems fine. That's the same way. I just walk the changes. Fine, fine, fine. Cloth index. What would I call it? I do. I do. Let's reset it. Back to that bug. Okay. Okay. So much for that. That should be fine. Oh. Bro. Still 0. Okay, that's a different thing. Oh. Okay. Now we're talking. Good. Good. Yeah, that was impossible to read. Holy crap. But that is progress. Good, good, good. Good. All right. That feature out of the way. I can pick the next thing to work on. One last validation. Good. It's all minimal. That's fine. I'm curious, actually. It's been a little bit. What if make it run on the integrated graphics? Let's see. Really? For this one. Oh. Yeah, I was worried about that. I was quite worried about that. What did I call it? Format? I was find. What do you find in this case? What is it you find? So integrated graphics might find a depth format, probably doesn't have stencil support. Which is probably why. Yeah. Candidates. So the ones I specified. Grab this format. And what do you get? I don't know. Whatever, let's do this first. Did this become a 0.2 or not? User, are you 1.2? Prompt 1.1. Okay. What else? It looks exactly the same, but whatever. Which means this thing came back as nothing. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. And now this one got it. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, now this makes me curious. Interesting. Guess there was this. Why do I use unorm versus signed float? They don't make a whole lot of sense. Hmm. Yeah. I even have it here. I guess as a fallback. Only one off supports. Interesting. Interesting. I'll need to provide good logs for this. There you go. Man, this frame rate is getting weird. Haven't tested cloth on 60 hertz yet, huh? That's a good fix. What do you get called for first time? Somewhere from there, interesting. What's up, Mika? Is my game public anywhere? I'm not sure what you mean, GDD. But I do have a playtest on Steam. So that is available. Playtest Steam is actually rather recent, maybe a week old. Playtest. Oh, like 3 days old. It's pretty recent. Ooh, about to cross 1700 hours on the next tick. Dude, what does it do, this crap? Game design document. No, I don't do game design documents. Not really. I have more like a general idea, and then after that, I prefer just discovery. Gonna play the game, make the feel for it, and see what will be good for it. Try but fail to find support for. Guess I would do it that way. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wait, this will fail before. No, my idea is more like make my own version of Diablo-like. With some Barbie-like themes of sci-fi and robots. Everything after that is whatever. Okay, that's fine. No more integrated graphics. Go back to discrete graphics. Need to remember to, after stream, check how the cloud behaves at 60 Hertz. I don't have a good setting to like it to 60.
Yeah.
Okay. That was cute. I want to make a note. I wonder what happens on. You know what I'm gonna do actually? How soon can I call this? Excuse me. Excuse me. Probably pretty soon. This probably gets called first time. Really, I'm gonna have to do that. Look up. I hate it. I hate it. It's making 3D action RPG C++. Nice. Nice. If nothing else, it's a hell of a lot of fun. It does take a while to pay off, really, but it sure does pay off. First person, yeah. Yeah. I've considered first person. The main problem with first person is that you pretty much have to do melee only, because if you do any kind of long range particle attacks, you just get a blur on the screen, you don't see anything. Which is most of those games are mostly like melee attacks. With occasional range. Where do I write this? Big format 129. Still have it, so you know what? Fine. Boom. Have ranged weapons. Why does range not work well from first person perspective? Well, because you see the particles from the side. It's fine for like shooting things. For like instant shot, counter strike and all that, but anything that just like shoots a bunch of lasers in front, it doesn't look quite the same. Especially when a bunch of things explode everywhere. Like for example, if you have, let's say you have that. Like that looks kind of wild from first person. And then you add like all the robots bouncing around and stuff. It just... I mean, if you keep it super minimal, maybe. I just have doubts. A bunch of stuff explodes. You have to be really careful of that. Because this one allows you to play pretty far off, so you can see where things are going on and so on. First person, I mean, it can work for sure. Just it requires a different approach to it, for sure. If I was gonna do that, I would at least do it with a third person, so that at least you can enjoy the character a bit. But first person is fine too, but yeah, it's got its own challenges. If you can fix those challenges, it's fine. On top of it, there's also additional challenges. Like when you have here, the camera is fixed, so I don't need to worry about level of detail at all. Am I using Vulkan? Yep, I'm using Vulkan. Whereas if you have like a first or third person view, suddenly you need to worry about level of detail. Like character being one detail, and then as it goes way out here. It can definitely be fun for sure. It's more immersive in some ways. Just different type of stuff. The question was, what next thing to work on? Oh yeah, I was checking this. Big tab format, yes. Oh yeah, I was asking Mr. AI on Steam Deck. I don't need much depth precision. Godot. Dude, when you go to Twitch, all you see is Godot, Unity, and occasional Unreal. That's about it. That's about it. The funny thing, actually, initially I was making this game in a couple of different engines, but I hated that process. Interesting. So that's fine. That's fine. Hubba. Like note on the picked depth format. It should be useful. Very useful. Godot's everywhere, yeah. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if you're starting out, you do need some experience of engines. It definitely helps. Plus, a lot of people who actually working on Godot, I don't think they have the skills or desire to build something like this, so it's fine. Just means less competition for us. Yeah. Right now, I don't want to listen to that.
Hello.
Yeah, on top of that, if you're limited by those streamers, yeah, it's gonna be even more challenging. Oh, that's annoying. I might want to fix that bug. Let's do a proper start from scratch. Gamepad time. One of my playtests got to zone number 69, which is impressive. Finishing degree, yeah. Vulkan is only tough in the very beginning. After that, it gets pretty easy, honestly. But very quickly, the real challenge becomes actual math and shaders. What do we got? Okay. Boom. Oh, the shaders, yeah. Because the thing is, Vulkan is kind of like an assembly language. You're not going to say assembly language is hard. It's pretty easy. Every instruction is pretty simple and tiny. I don't need to fight. I can just ignore the robot, please. Just stack the wall. Good. Do robots attack automatically still or not? What's up, Yupin? Indeed, been a while. That's an annoying bug. I do need to have a UI count. How many robots are still around? C++, yeah. Although, I don't use C++ Vulkan header, because that thing is nasty and just compiles too slowly for no reason, for no benefit. So yeah, this is like a sane C++ of C API for Vulkan. What do we have here? I guess I'll keep my energy for now. Okay. Actually, maybe it's time to implement the Alt key holding to show the items around, because right now it's kind of hard to tell if there's any items around, right? Yeah. It says wrist for a moment and then it disappears. And left alt is what would do it. Is that what I want to do or not? In the streams, yeah, been a while. Recently made the walls as well. Make the walls a bit less boring. Mr. White Industries, hell yeah. Microcontrollers and better programming, nice. Yeah, C is simple enough, just some headaches. But does have some benefits. Honestly, the biggest benefit for me would be compile times. Because sometimes I wonder how much faster my game would compile in C. But at this point in my build time in Visual Studio, probably half of it is actually assembling assets and something. Unless it's incremental build. Alright, let's go back to overpowered dev build. Yeah. It's a special feature. Which one is this? It's on the flag. Because by default you only get one laser, unless you get an item of dual hand lasers while stationary and a flag. And so now when you move and attack, just one. But if you stop, you get double. What language did I start out with? If me in general, I think my first language was BASIC, then Pascal in high school, then C, and only then C++ in college. So for me, C++ was my language number 4. Most people today are crazy, they're skipping directly into C++. I could do more, pass on the floors, make them more interesting slightly. Fun fact, all the shapes you see on the floors, these are actually that sign distance field shader. C4 tile. No flow pattern. Perfect mirror. This still looks pretty cool, ray tracing, not gonna lie. It's kinda cool. Fun fact, because it's my own render, I can actually choose what gets reflected, what doesn't get reflected, such as laser does not get reflected, otherwise it'd be too noisy. Nice, thanks for the wishlist, man. Flow pattern. Yeah, I would definitely recommend a starting C. Because the problem is, if you learn C++ anywhere, they immediately push you into using standards template library. And that's basically what kills you in C++. In terms of build times, slow debug builds. Like, for example, what you're seeing right now, this is debug build running at... This is debug build running at 200 frames per second. The 4K resolution ray tracing. You're not going to get that if you're using standard template library in C++. This is not even an optimized build. And that's the beauty of C++ without standard template library. That nasty STL crap. I'm tempted to implement. Maybe I can do a quickie. Like I could just do hold alt to bring the titles back. I'll hold off doing a proper item alignment for a while later. How to use the AI as a tool replacement? I used it as a code reviewer and conceptual questions. For example, just a minute ago I was asking about Vulkan format. Because I noticed that when I'm running my game in integrated graphics, some of the formats wasn't supported and I was losing some stencil features. So it was useful. Sometimes the dump take like a whole file. Well, like, I don't know, like 5,000 lines. I just dump it into AI for code review. For CodeGen Direct, I don't really use that. So let's do a small feature. I want to be able to hold Alt and bring up all the labels on the map. Oh, these poor Roombas have nowhere to go. I'll need to consider that. Okay. So we shall need one more control here. Yeah, but I use AI a lot. A hell of a lot, dude. But not for CodeGen. For code review, conceptual questions, things like help me with math to do cloth simulation, then yeah, absolutely. Some small snippets for different third-party libraries or whatnot, but not direct coding. Direct coding would be just no way. I just don't trust the AI to jump into this 9,000 line file, actually do changes that will work in the long run. Hell no. So let's do show. Something like that. I guess I'll start with this. I'd be happy if skill C jump into Zig. Yeah, I don't trust new languages much, man. Just don't. Like, dude, like I'm right now using GLSL shader language. At one point I was using Slang. And that thing would just have like random crashes or bad misbehavior on different graphics cards. And it compiled way too slow. So I had to get rid of that nonsense. I mean, assume the same thing's gonna be with new languages. Even worse. Yeah. That said, Slang was pretty nice, but it was just too buggy and crash randomly. It was such a pain in the ass. It was cute, but well, let's do this. Write some kind of default. Left alt. Good. Do you have a left alt key? I'm not sure. Well, for direct writing, I guess, but I'm more prefer. I think that ChatGPT is still smarter conceptually. The actual CodeGen I haven't compared, but even then, I don't know. I wasn't impressed at Claude. I want to shove it. Actually, here looks good. Let's see, binding, show item labels. Good. Looking good. Have I considered Auden? Yeah, I've looked at Auden. I don't like it. Plus, the thing it produces very little, dude. I don't care that much about syntax. And the thing about languages is that language is a very minor thing on its own. I care a lot more about the tools, debugging utilities, and all that that come for it. The small little tiny attempts to make a minor language with minor features and then force you to give up a whole bunch of libraries and tools for that. Not happy. Not happy about that. Show items labels. Alt. Alt. Curious. Will it? I don't think I support this. I don't even know what I have that would do it. No. Whatever. I'll just shove this here somewhere. Show item labels. Like, honestly, if C++ just compiled faster, I think I'd be pretty happy. The only language that really looks interesting enough to actually maybe try one time of the next project is maybe Jai. Because Jai has enough of stuff to make this switch worth it, maybe. Outside of that, got no interest. I design all these assets myself, pretty much, except for female body. That one I got from DAZ 3D. To use a save file internal DB. Right now I'm just using JSON to save basic stuff, but this is Diablo-like, so there's not much to save, honestly. You're just saving your equipment, some quest state, that's about it. So you don't need anything fancy for that. You're never gonna save like the world state. I think the biggest asset I have in terms of text is the user interface JSON file of 23,000 lines of JSON. This is basically all the UI stuff. Okay. Alright, let's see if that key is being detected or not. Layer input state. Yes, we've got that. The precompiled headers. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to some degree, but the thing is, the moment you start to use STL, that build time goes out of the window immediately. You're not going to help yourself a whole lot. And once you get into almost 100,000 lines of code that I have, yeah, you have to be really careful. I'd rather have a language that can just compile a million lines of code in 1 second no matter what. Okay, so inspect. Wait, what? Did I not? Oh, I put it up way higher than that. Oh, I use Alt for that. I see. That's fine. Yeah, it can help. For sure. It's still just in the range of being pathetic. If you build your own stuff, and maybe to some degree, but it's kind of like, man, especially if you use any kind of boost crap, it just becomes nasty fast. It's also funny, like, C++ modules are supposed to help you, but instead they actually make the build slower, multiple times slower. And I've tried them like 3 times. You know what I'm gonna do? The show item thing should only be to have context. What do I have? Now it's the mapping. State. Just need a world. Yes. The real stuff that actually makes a difference for iteration speed is Live++. That's what actually makes a difference. Because this way you don't need to restart anything. Like, for example, right now I just made a change and not recompiling anything. Cool. Inspect item. Boost takes ages to compile anyway. Factorio devs learned it the hard way. Okay, inspect item. What? Oh, it's not that. Okay. Good. Inspect item no longer fires. Show item label does. I need a chest. Oh, one of these days I'll make icons for this stuff. That day. It's clearly not today. Did I have a chest pretty early? Yeah. The real problem is remembering everything that you write for a complex game like that. It's too much stuff. Okay, word label. Right, yes. Okay. Write some boost. 10 seconds. Yeah, dude. The funny part is actually, was it? When I was working on one of the game engines or games, there was one scripting module that would take 15 minutes to link and compile. I'm just working on this project. This is 2.5 years. 2.5. Full time. Where? Item of the world. Don't remember. But that looks like a thing to have. Item already shown on drop. Oh yeah. Yeah. When it first gets dropped. Yeah. That's what initially marks it. Fair. Oh, it's so nice to have my Unity component system, dude. It's so nice. I guess it should be easy enough. Custom to it's right. I used to use one of the open source versions, but it became too slow and kind of laggy, especially on debug builds. So I threw it away, wrote my own, which runs significantly faster now. Label and. Maybe this one I'll do a little faster. The float, right? Yes. Alright, here we go. Doing a test on the Alt key. Go away and hide. Boom. I need to... Entity is just lacking on features, man. It just doesn't have the features I need. It's extremely bare bone. If you try to do anything more, it becomes kind of nasty. For example, it doesn't have parent-child queries. Whereas here I can specifically say this thing comes from a parent. This is a singleton. Excuse me. So now this. So that is now the parent. And it will match it still correctly. Let me see. What shows... It's only one on hover. I kind of want to do the same when I press Alt. All right, slow down everything. Excuse me. Label. Yeah, so it's doing this. Okay. Item in the world label. Fair. Yeah, so in my case, I actually cache parent-child thing. So I don't need to do like lookups like that. Because it comes up pretty frequently for me. Yeah. How about this? Yeah. Yep. My background is half Windows Server Microsoft and half working on at Amazon Game Studios. For a number of years, I was working on the game engine that they eventually gave away to Linux. I used to prototype my game in this engine too. This was a prototype in that engine for a while. So I could have easily made the game in that engine, but I didn't have a control over it, and I had to rely on all the graphical features on the engine. It was too difficult to learn. So I threw all this out and made my own. For a few months I tried using Unreal Engine 5. It looked so pretty, but it was so nasty to write C++ code for this. This one literally began from nothing. This was like 3 years ago only. Maybe more like 6. Why does it say 3? Maybe it was only 3 really. That's how it began. And then just adding a bunch of stuff. It was cute. It's kind of nice to build up from nothing. Yeah, even I prototyped this 3 years ago. So you can just be like, I want to choose different skills. Yeah. Oh, your garbage collection? Don't know about that. Is that in Blueprints? I didn't think it had garbage collection. All right. So what I do in my game to control the lifetime on entities? What does that mean? I mean, you just, when I want them to go away, just there's an API to call destroy and it goes away. Simple. So I'm not sure what you mean. But dude, like the moment you have your own entity system component, you can actually like build out profilers. So for example, here I can see what's slow, what's fast. Garbage collector engine. Oh yeah, I guess to some degree. I've never dug too deep into Unreal. Because for like 7 years I was not allowed to even look at Unreal Engine code while working for Amazon Game Studios. So never really dug deep too much into Unreal. But here's kind of nice. I can even like jump to which particular location on the code that this does and what component it iterates over. Wait, this one is kind of up high on the cost, dude. What did you do to here? Accelerated World 53. 53. Iterate mesh groups. Ooh, that really? What am I doing here? That it's suddenly, it's a pain in the butt. Actually, that's a regression. What if I get to call destroy? So my approach is done. I basically don't do any heap allocation, just about. And entities, there's a fixed amount of entities that you can have in my game anyway. I think I'm up to what? Yeah, I can only go up to 5,000 entities. So eventually this runs out. This is a static array. Static array, a bunch of entity info. So if you really forget to clean it up, pretty quickly you're just gonna run out of that stuff. But that is regression, dude. What? Why? 53, really? Huh. Why do I not believe you? Why do I not believe that? I guess it is. Wow. Wow. I do all the objects know when the object is destroyed. So you can definitely query it. You can also just sign up for on removed and be like, yo, when this component gets removed, or an entity of this component gets removed, then this gets invoked and does some cleanups. Seems good enough. Seems good enough. No, I can do the new way. Just for cuteness. So this is actually a pretty massive regression, dude. What the hell am I doing? What did I do here? I need something here to make it slower. Remember what? Really? Interesting. It's callback for when you need to do specific operations. It's more like a destructor cleanup thing. All the entities, they just check if it's alive or not. That's about it. Every frame, if needed. But so far hasn't shown up as a problem. Huh. Really? I know I moved that out. No, not this one. Just this. Oh, that thing is empty. Really? Wow. Huh. Interesting that that thing is slow. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. It's actually true, huh? Must be the cost of doing all this. It has to be. Whatever, we'll look into that later. Grant, this is debug build. It's probably fine release. Just finish the UI for now. Let's see. Hover over. Yeah, this one does it. Good. When I do it here, do I see? Label. I do have this. So might as well. Here's your check. Before I use anything, I'll always call these alive. Because it's my implementation, I can just trim it down to nothing. Down to absolute nothing. Look at all that. Physics, I have a beginning of my own custom stuff, but for now I'm still using Physics 5. At some point I'll write my own OVI, which I began to kind of already, but like here's a new physics. The problem is it's still too slow. So this is purely my physics, written with help of AI significantly. It's fine enough, but it's just too slow primarily. Even implemented convex shapes, which I use a lot in my game, but it's fun, but not yet. Not yet. We still have some minor sliding issues around, but one day. The two biggest libraries I'm still using is Physics 5 for physics and Recast for NoMesh. Okay, if this thing is alive. What do I need? I need this. Still hangs around for so long, dude. Why? Yeah, I wouldn't trust all that smart pointer stuff and stuff. I don't trust heap allocations, period. It's much nicer to have static memory. Then those pointers at least guaranteed to point to something decent and existing. What is hanging around for so long? It's only half a second. Weird. Weird. That's reasonable for that. Oh, get set all the way to 5. Is that because I do this? Excuse me? You know what? Fine, I'm just gonna overwrite you. No, something else writes it. Something else writes it. I have a suspicion I might have to do something of this. No. Who? The hell's that? It's fine. That's fine. Those are I'm pointing at an item. Oh. Fine, you know what? It's gonna be like that. Actually, yeah, it's this thing. It's this thing. Yep. What harness am I using for AI cursor? No, I don't use any harness. I just have a ChatGPT window to ask questions into. That's about it. Like this week, maybe I started with. Oh god. Such long discussions. It's more like conceptual questions. Most of the code is kind of garbage-ish. It's more about code reviewing stuff. I don't use the AI to write code. Very rarely. Primarily for maybe some math questions, or in the past I would use it to replace STL headers. So instead of using like things like concept header type traits, I asked AI to implement the basic stuff for me. So that was definitely it. Like use pointer crap and all that. It's kind of nice to find all the specific compiler stuff. But for that I don't need any harness. Game dev is too complex for that. With some web dev stuff, I'm sure you can do that, but not here. So this one forces it to be up to 5 seconds. Wow. That just seems wrong. What if I just disable this? Look at that. Is there any recompilation going on? Restart of a game? No, I don't think so. Do I want it to be staggered? Not sure. About make much more of them. Okay. Color palette is kind of wrong looking, but I'll do that later. No, I think you want a larger delay. Yeah, that seems reasonable. I'm okay with that. Dude, get those bookmarks out of my face. Let's just force it to be black. That thing is on. Maybe. Does this handle font? What is this? Oh, this creates the entity. Right, UI text. I guess he doesn't actually update UI text. Let's see, this is creation. Right. Unreal Engine uses actually the same tool I'm using, just an older version. Yeah, but even that is still too slow. Yep. In fact, actually keep track of how often I've hot reloaded my C++ code. I think it's been like half a year or so. So 6,000 times that I didn't need to restart the application at all to keep going. Look at that, I'm still sitting in debugger for like half an hour now. Sometimes spend hours this way. Let's see. So, yeah. I could do this. Oh, what color? Do I have a colors anywhere for that? Probably not, maybe. No, it's not UI. Who has the colors? Oh, item view, that's right, item view systems. We need to add one. I guess for now. Well, now I'll just grab a black index. Something like 2. Ugh. Screenshot. Ugly. Looks so nasty. Maybe I should turn off. Fine. Honestly, I should put it somewhere in the system tick instead of doing it here, to be honest. It was wrong. It doesn't crash. That's funny. Yeah, you save a lot of time if you don't do that. Guess I'll do it here for now. Is it this? Oh, weird. Yeah, it's not a way. It's not a place to do. Also, just white looks fine enough, maybe. Yeah, pure white looks so much better than this gray crap. Ugh. No, 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 no. Yeah, let's not do this custom color at all. Ooh. Oh yeah, that looks so much better. Now a green shoe that maybe... It's up to us. It's cracking. The thing takes a while to disappear, but whatever. On the other hand, it's nice to be able to tell. How about this? If things remain highlighted is greater than 0. Oh, I'm doing the same thing here anyway. Do white. Yeah, okay. Okay. And then we have that, still be nice and yellow. Carno engine, that's funny. Well, it just means you make your own. Why is that not doing the proper... Oh, because in the past... I see what's going on. No. This color needs to be passed on to the image. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is that thing offset a bit? Why is that thing offset slightly? No, huh. Bit inside. Yeah, this needs to be a fit inside thingy. Okay. If only I remembered. Alright, who creates it? This. Good. Right. Text. Don't want to spot a discrepancy. Yeah, now it's even-ish, except with that being weird. Huh. Interesting, interesting. Fix one bug, another bug shows up. Fair. It's not something I've done before. Okay, that I kind of dig. Hold Alt. Release. Honestly, maybe that's too fast. Let's give it like 3 seconds. Seems nice. Guess we can play Diablo-like without a mouse. Mouse can just chill here. Oh, it should give me an item here. Oh, Axel Skull gets run over. Looks like before I can do that. Okay. Yeah, Alt is really useful. Look at that highlight. Nice and easy. Can I assign it? Control? Really? I guess I don't take control. Interesting. It does work, it doesn't show up. I just don't have it. Just don't have it, huh? Abba, abba, abba. true. It's not set at all. Do I have shift? It seems to have control. Interesting. Maybe just cold. No. It's just not there. Interesting. Hmm. Okay, item drop is good. Good indeed. Okay. But that's a good checkpoint. I don't think I need changes here. Oh, we have somebody new here. Let us see on this feedback. Different systems, Windows. Oh. The hell? It's a lot of system to test on, dude. Holy shit. You have two renderers. One of them can run on just about anything, while the fancy renderer requires hardware ray tracing. Good, good. I can just come up with an idea how to fix. Speaking of which, what does this look like? Looks like a bag. Honestly, I've been thinking, what if when you hover a mouse like that, you can actually see the item properties window. That way you don't even need to look it up to see what it does. That would be sweet. That would be sweet. Almost sweet enough I can just want to do it now. Alternatively, let me see how far. What I need to do is when I'm creating a new physical shape, or an entity that has a navigation object on it. It should queue up navigation mesh update. That was a hard snap. If it's last one is triggered on me, good. Hey. That looks good. Chill, dude. Just Jesus. Do I have any notifications? What's up, Kyle? Things are good, things are good. Climbing closer and closer to 200,000 lines of C++ code. Sometime later this year. It's going to be exciting. Okay, I need to see anything on static. Probably mostly when I'm creating this thing in the first place, right? Let's try to do it for that. Actually, maybe it's on the system anyway. Huh. Got into classes. Oh no. Oh no. Trigger shape, whatever. Yeah. Do not have just like a simple queue, like an update request or something. Do use classes a little bit, primarily for things that are big enough and complex. I'll mark them as classes. If you're just kind of smaller, just mostly data types, I call those structs. Can I just call this? I think I can. Really, I don't have. Fine. Fine. Do this. I should get rid of. Oops, still a problem. Interesting. So it wasn't a no mesh in that case. Something else that blocked it. I wonder what. It's probably something to do with keyboard specifically. Right? Excuse me? So floating is better now. Don't know. Don't know. Oh, Mr. Physics, why do you crash like that? Gonna make me write my own physics law. Oh, miss cooking convex. That's bad. I should. Physics from scratch. Yeah, I already have a beginning of that. It's just gonna take like another, probably a month. Get up to speed to what I need. Maybe another 2 months to really make it fast enough to compete with Physics 5. Still missing cook convex data for 26. What the hell is 26? What the hell is 26? 26. Really? Well, if that's the case, this is really bad. This is gonna be like jumpy, laggy behavior in the game. So weird. And then after that just prints nothing. Print this, way weird. The wall's being damaged. I don't know. The walls have been damaged for a long time. But this behavior is something recent. Oh, nope, nope. That's too guy. Goes too fast. One of these days I keep going. Alright, so this is the thing, but it's not showing anything past it. Oh. Well, I'm gonna do all that. Is it possible skin stuff? Probably not, right? Yeah, I don't have any 26 skinned anyway. So it has to be wall corner fracture, really. If that's true. If that's true. Wow. They released that. What did I do to it? Wall corner fracture. Why would you be freaking out? Stuff is ignored, should be fine. Re-exported it with no changes. Dang. Interesting. Yeah, when you have your own stuff and code, it's pretty easy to find stuff. But, what the hell? Damn. Okay. Let us see. Gonna fracture static 8 and 9. Oh, the fact it says 8 and 9 as opposed to a name means I think this is just one of these. Which one is that? Oh. One of these has misconfigured fracture count. Yep, 7 and 8. Yeah. I must have not updated this. That's what's been causing me a headache. Yep. Okay, no issues now. Okay, it's a good thing to fix. So, no need. Okay. Okay. Actually, anymore. I'm just gonna stick a breakpoint or her. If that catches it. Actually, I'll do something stronger. Which will getting hungry. Maybe it's time for a food break. Oh wow, I forgot. Should probably turn off teleporters, huh? Pound of meat, yeah, that's what I need. That is what I need. Yeah, I think the next feature I want to do is that when the mouse hovers over an item like that, you can see what it is without having to pick it up and then see what it is. Just hover as it is. Alright, I'm gonna take a food break and come back at a later time. Looks like I missed a sub on YouTube. By Mr. Roblox. Alright, let's see if I can rate him on Twitch. TCAP. Might come back later today for streaming. That's good enough for now.